What's going on, you amazing people? Jacob Bowler here, your friendly professional. So I'm going to give you a bit of an insight in how do we gauge and measure ourselves and others and our self-worth, our value, and this value that others have. Look, if you're trying to externalize your value, that your only thing is a perceived value that others have on a perceived thing, so just say that all that you're worth is external and you're internally worthless. You're not in control, you have no self-worth, you hate yourself, you hate your life, you're just angry, you just have nothing of value to add except worthless behavior to make others suffer at the hands of your poorness. Stop externalizing and living externally and trying to externally remediate and externally validate the internal lacking that you have within. Everyone, no wonder the world is so exterior, third part removed from consciousness. You're not even, your self-identity is so far removed on an inanimate object that you don't know who you are. And you're freaking out, like, who am I? What's the meaning of life? Well, first of all, stop existing in a parallel universe of the things that humans create. That's not your self-identity. Sorry, not sorry, but all of this stuff doesn't mean shit. And you'll figure this out when you die. And if you want to die and you still hate yourself and you live in this world, but you still validate this shit as being valuable, that's a delusional state of grandeur. Wake up. So first of all and firstmost, as I say, third part removed, live in, not that your self-identity is that of the creation that human forms have created. That's the third part. Second part is the part called human form. No, you're not that. Until you fully realize that your self-worth, that your self-identity is one and the same as God. Like the greatest scriptures say, you shall never know God until you know yourself as God. And not in a better than or less than or power over. No, that you are the creator of love within, self-worth within. And thus everybody's life is better off because you're in it, because you don't abuse. You know what you do? You heal by the energy of your existence just being there without effort. If you have to force things to happen, it's pretty primitive. So live in an internal world of self-worth, self-control, self-love. And this world will be a better place because your inside world is that which is the megaphone of your behavior and thus thoughts, and thus the world is the representation of your internal lacking. Hate. You're nothing but a slave to worthless, pathetic, weak ego. Don't like it? Change. And stop trying to change others. And stop trying to change externally because you can't internally change. You're just stuck in this primitive mindset. Stop the externalization and trying to control the external because you have no internal control. Like, pretty simple, right? Well, my amazing people, there's some great news I have for y'all. I am opening my practice in a very short period of time. I travel a lot, as I said, and what I will be doing to start my practice will be online and external. And one of these great little things that I do is, a lot of people are dealing with one question. Like, I have a spiritual, enlightened lady in the mountains of Brazil named Claire. And she's my confidant of the other side, the spiritual side. So I even have it. And a lot of people don't know what to do. And they just have a question. They're afraid, they're suffering, they need relationship advice, they need career advice, they need to know what's destiny and what's meant to be or what they shouldn't do. So something I do, and I'm going to be now officially, it's open. So I'll start the whole turning on the websites and stuff, is I will be doing an answer to your question, because as a counselor, therapist, as a life coach, even as a personal trainer, but most of all as a spiritual guru, a lot of people don't have the ability, time, capacity, or even the mental, like the ego hasn't let them free enough yet for them to absorb the information and not try to edit the information so that, you know what I mean? So what I'm doing and what I do is a question. And it's very common, and especially in this 21st century, with this online streaming and all these platforms and stuff like that. But it's $25. You send through your question, you send through your dilemma, and you get an answer. You get an actual professional advice. You get a higher self guru, fucking spiritual guy that's done the work, that has that ability. And I'm just going to keep it simple. You send through your questions, what you're struggling with in your moment, and I answer them. Because we don't always have an hour minimum to do a session. You know what I mean? And sometimes we're like hit and miss. Like, I don't know what to do. I'm in this quick situation. I need advice. I'm going to invest in myself, and I'm just going to externalize, and I'm going to get some advice from a professional, like everybody does in every platform. I don't know why people don't do this in their own lives. It's weird. They do it in professional lives. Oh, get a professional's advice, and they pay all this money, and I'm like, what about yourself? Anyway, I will be doing that, and that will be happening very soon, and I'll be connecting all that. But here's my first out there for you guys and girls. And peace. I love y'all. And remember, self-worth, well, that's going to have to come because you have self-love. There's no working around it.